up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the supernatural horror film Nosferatu. Now this is directed by Robert Eggers and it is also a remake of the 1922 silent film Nosferatu, which I have never seen. Now you have Bill Skarsgård in the role of the I guess you could say the title role or the antagonist of the film, known as Count Orlok, or you can also say like Nosferatu. Now the original film was like inspired by Bram Stoker's like Dracula novel, you know, but it wasn't really like Dracula, but it was inspired by it. Now in this film you can tell that like a lot of the scenes, even like the characters and so on, are different, like based like on like Dracula, you know, it's like very similar to that, but it's not like the characters I can call like, you know, Dracula and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of cool and interesting. And I know a lot of people have been thinking or saying that they think this film is pretty good, like especially like on like Rotten Tomatoes. It's like getting very good reviews. And look, I think on Rotten Tomatoes it has like an 86% score. So I feel that I'm not really in that boat. I thought it was just like an okay film. It's like a very slow burn type of movie. But it does have lots of like good mood and like atmosphere and stuff like that. But basically the film itself is about like this couple known as like the Hutter couple. I think that's how you pronounce their last name. Yeah, you have Thomas Hutter and you have Ellen Hunter. Because Ellen Hunter is played by Lily Rose Depp, and you also have Nicholas Hoult who plays Thomas Hutter. Now they're a couple who have I think they have gotten married. You know, they're really in love, but you can tell they're having like relationship problems and stuff like that. But eventually, like Thomas, he has to go on like a journey because he's like a real estate agent or something like that. He has to go on a journey to like this other location because they also live like in Germany, like a German city. So he has to leave like Germany and go travel to meet this guy known as Count Orlok, who wants to come and live like in the Germany city. But his wife Ellen, she doesn't want him to do that because she believes something is like tragic and like evil and like lurking sinister. She feels that something sinister is like coming. So that's basically what the film itself is really about. He has to go and bring like Count Orlok to us. But secretly Count Orlok does have plans to get over to like the German city so he can meet Ellen. Yeah, as the film goes on, you can see that Count Orlok, or you can say Nosferatu, is revealed to be actually like a vampire living alone in the country, well, in the city that he's living in, because he can't, because of the city, you know, like the sunlight, so he has to live in a particular location that he is because of like the sunlight. He can't like be in sunlight, because you know that's how traditionally like vampires are, they can't be in sunlight. And you also have like other people in the film, like you have Aaron Taylor Johnson, he plays Frederick Harding. And he's like a vampire skeptic, and he's also like the husband of like Anna, who's played by Emma Corrin. Because they have like I think 2 daughters, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to go into all that because it's spoiler territory. And then you also have William Dafoe, who kind of shows up, I guess you could say, like about halfway through the film, like during like the second act of the film. And he's also in the film as one of the he's known as Professor Alban Ebenhart von Franz. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he kind of knows about like the Count Orlok and the vampirism and all that kind of stuff like that. But yeah, as the film does go on, it's like a very slow-paced film. Now it does have like a lot of scenes in the film that I thought was shot beautifully. Like the look of it, like it'd be moments where it's like in black and white, like cinematography. But there's also like moments where it really does look like beautiful, especially like on the big screen. Some of like the scenes where like it's like dark, or it might be like a rainy scene. Or there's also a scene where Thomas Hutter is heading towards like Count Orlok's castle. It's like, I think it's probably the best scene in the film, probably from my opinion. As far as like the look of it, he's like walking through like these woods, and there's like an intersection with like these roads, and I think it's snowing if I can remember correctly, because these horses are coming at him. It just really looks like beautifully shot, like the way it looks. I like how it's like, I think kind of like foggy, like mysterious and creepy, eerie looking. I thought moments like that were very awesome. And there's like a lot of that throughout the film, you know. It feels like almost like a Tim Burton type film, you know, like the way it's like shot and stuff like that. I must admit, another character that stands out in the film known as Dr. Wilhelm Sievers, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's played by Ralph Ineson, and he's a doctor who tries to treat Ellen and so on like that. And he kind of turns out to be like kind of like, I guess you could say, bad. And he's very similar to like certain, like, you know, like characters from like the Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's what I thought was kind of cool about the film. It's like very similar to that. You could definitely tell that the original Nosferatu film, or even this film, was inspired by Bram Stoker's Dracula, because you have all like this particular, like, you know, like characters in the book. You even have like the boat scene where Dracula's like coming, where Count Orlok is coming on the boat, you know. I forget what they call it. Remember they did a movie based on that, which I didn't get to see, where he's coming on the boat. All that is in the film. Like him coming on the boat is like very similar, like the rats and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, overall, like I say, it is a very like violent film and blood and something. But I did think like the performances, like if I'm not mistaken, I thought like Lily Rose Depp, her performance in the film, I thought was like very well done. And I thought even Bill Skarsgård was very good in his role too as a Count Orlok or Nosferatu. Like the language that he's speaking like in the film is like very like, even when he's talking like in language that you can understand, I thought the performance felt very real, like he was really into that the character that he was playing, you know. And another thing I thought was kind of interesting, you can't even tell that that's Bill Skarsgård. Like in makeup, he's really like unrecognizable, like in this look of Count Orlok, because you don't really get to see it too well. I mean, you do. Well, eventually, you know, you do really get a good look at him, but it's always like he's like really in the darkness and stuff like that. He got these like creepy looking hands, you know. He looks kind of similar to like the Nosferatu from the first film, but like I said, it's a spoiler territory. He just has like a mustache, you know. I don't think he looked as scary as that one from the 1922 film, which was played by what, a Matt Schreck. I still haven't seen that film either though. But yeah, overall in the end, it really looks like a slow burn, slow paced type film. It's like very bloody and like violent, and like I said, the performances I thought were definitely like really on point, especially for like Lily Rose Depp. And I thought like the direction of the film by Robert Eggers, I thought he did a pretty solid job on the film too as well, especially at times the way the film looks. But in Nosferatu, I thought it could have been a much better film. I felt like there were certain things that they didn't really like solve. My opinion, it's like they just left open. Or I guess, you know, like some of the supernatural things I thought was kind of odd. But I guess this was the world that they was living in, like with vampires and devils and stuff like that. So that's why a lot of that stuff didn't really need like no explanation. I feel like they didn't give an explanation for why that stuff existed, you know. But I'm going to just give it a C, and I would definitely recommend it for fans of these kind of like horror type films, especially these kind of films with like mood and like atmosphere, where it's like all dark and like creepy looking, like it just certain moments, like I said, were very beautifully shot. No joke. But I'm giving this a C. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.